Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today we're back with another video. This time it's going to be Maw Souls, taking a look at Holy Paladin this time, instead of normally I'm playing a tank in these. But I just want to make a quick follow-up video to the healing tier list, and then also tell you guys what's been up and what's going to be up in the future. So I uploaded that, but before we start, actually, I want you to take a look at the damage I do here. Right, it's a good example of what I was talking about in that video as a Holy Paladin. And we don't have a Bloodlust, so if I actually, like, Bloodlust is probably the biggest DPS increase for a Holy Paladin, like more than any other healer on the planet. So yeah, you'll see some pretty decent damage. I'm also using the blue pot instead of Old War, so I don't know, could be better there, but anyway. So yeah, I made the video last week. I uploaded it on, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, the healing tier list, that is. And it went over pretty well. Now, since then, I've had to work like full on for every day since then. One of the people I cover for went out of town for Thanksgiving, so I had to cover her shift for the entire week, basically 2 full weeks. And that's finally over. So Thanksgiving is tomorrow. If you guys are in the United States, happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the holiday. Also picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon. If you don't know, I'm a big Pokemon fan. I haven't finished them yet, but they're not as exciting as I expected. But either way, I love the newer generations of Pokemon. They're really well made, so I'll be playing that a bit too. But in general, the healing tier list, I've been monitoring it every single day. A lot of people, rightfully so, disagreed with my placement of Monk and then Holy Priest to some degree. I say that to some degree because rightfully so is what I'm referring to in that situation. And you see there, the rogue gets feared, and I couldn't get in range of him, so I just kept fucking damaging. I mean, I'm playing the game like a damage dealer, aren't I? So anyway, I really like, Paladin. It's just really fun to be able to do, look, I'm doing almost as much damage as the damage dealers, and we don't have Lust, and I did not use a pot. Well, I used the pot, but the bad pot. That's not a good pot for burst DPS. It's good if you're like a DPSer. You gain a lot more from stats, but I'm just looking for raw damage. And the power, the Old War pot, the power of the Old War pot. And watch this. I try to drop Consecrate, and as I drop it, I get knocked back. Fucking troll. Anyway, yeah, the Old War pot is like 30% of my damage when I pop it. So anyway, yeah, that's that. But yeah, the healing tier list, I think, went down as good as I could expect it to. I certainly, Monk is just not, I don't think they're very good, man. I don't know what to tell you now, and I don't know a lot about it, but I don't know a lot about it. So a few people like spend a lot of time trying to correct me, etc. And I can't say that I care to read it because I just don't. You're not going to change my mind, all right? People are like, oh, they do have a defensive. It's not. No, they don't have a fucking defensive. Okay, you cannot convince me that they do not have anything on par with basically any other healer other than Priest. So that is a big reason why Holy and Mistweaver are below, because the amount of times I save my own life with Bubble or DP or whatever the other CDs are for healers, it's very important when you're doing high level runs. So yeah, I don't know. It's really, I don't know why Blizzard took, first of all, I don't know why they took away interrupts, and I don't know why they took away the defensive CDs. Every healer should have an interrupt. Every healer should have a defensive CD. It makes no sense that Shaman get a ranged interrupt and the best defensive CD. It's just like, and they have Bloodlust, Spirit Link. It's like, dude, who designed this? You even do 5-mans? You know what I mean? So yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, I really, don't get me wrong, I love the class design in Legion, but that's just a really strange thing, So that's kind of what I've been up to, following that video, watching the comments roll in, and like I said, I've been pretty satisfied with it. Obviously a lot better than the DPS one. So for the future tier list wise, some people suggested that I start kind of putting more points on the screen instead of just talking. So I think I'm going to try that the next time. I know they have the leaderboards as well, so I think it'll be a lot easier to get like definitive answers. The problem with these was that I don't know a lot of people who play all these specs. Like, I basically only know 2 people who play Mistweaver Monk, so I just had to ask them. I'm not just going to like sit there and spam trade or something, But conversely, I know like 10 people who play Discipline and like 12 people who play Resto, and I play Holy, so like stuff like that. But Mistweaver, I was like, all right, Psy plays it like as an off spec. He played it a lot actually as an off spec, and then one guy in our guild plays it, but he's not like super serious about it. So it's like, all right, well, this is all I have to go on, unfortunately. And then like Holy Priest, literally only one person now plays it, but he's probably one of the best healers I've ever met. So yeah, I trust his judgment on it. But regardless, Discipline's strengths are just too provoked. So yeah, that's that. Now, tier list coming forward, I think, like I said, I'm going to try to start putting more info on the screen with the leaderboards. Hopefully I'll be able to like learn more about it as well, so I can make like more definitive statements about it. I'll probably have to start doing like a pros and cons list, because watching back the videos, it is quite murky on what I consider pro and con. I kind of talk about both in the same sentence, and you know, especially for discipline, I say like, they're the best healer in the video game if piloted by a smart player, but they're the worst healer in the video game if they're piloted by a bad player. And that confused a lot of people. They're like, oh, the skill cap's too high. You can't rank them this high. But in reality, I'm basing it, like I'm ranking it on everybody's the same skill. Like you're playing it the best it can be. So it's not based on how easy the spec is. You know what I mean? I just brought that up because it's a fault. Like it's something that has to be considered. If it's not considered, you don't know how to play discipline. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. So some nice damage on this one. Once again, no lust though, man. If we brought lust to, oh, this would have been a fucking gorgeous time. We do this in like 10 minutes. Very cool dungeon. I love this dungeon for its speed component. But anyway, yeah. So that's that. I'm gonna try that. Some other constructive criticism. People in the past said the video is too dark in the background, but that's I'm not going to change. I like that. I like the way it looks. I think that's the appropriate. And there's only like 2 people who have said that, so I think most people don't care or do like it. And then some others said that they don't like when I cut out the silence in between things. But if I didn't, that would add like 3 minutes to the fight. I play this game way too fucking much, man. The amount of times I use like WoW analogies and like, you know, whatever, like other phrases in real life is really fucking embarrassing. But anyway, yeah, so that would add like 3 minutes to the video. It's just not worth having the time in. Like it's, yeah, I don't think people fully understand what it looks like with the silence, and it's a lot of and then those noises that people seem to hate. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But anyway, the other thing I did want to talk about today is what I'm going to be doing on the channel from now on. Okay, so I'm kind of like running out of things to talk about, or you know, this video series is basically turned into like a vlog, like a rant type video series. At first, we were like, you know, comparing DPS specs, and we still are to some degree. Like it's important to see, you know, especially when I can do as much damage as I can as the healer. It's important to see that. But now the gear has just gotten out of control, so it's too difficult to say this spec compared to this spec when you don't know what gear they're wearing, what legendary they have, and talents and all that. So we're kind of at the end of this little series here. I don't like. I might still upload if I see like an interesting dungeon. Like, so man, there was a fucking, I did a +5 on my DK this weekend, and I recorded it, and it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. It was literally the worst fucking group I've ever been in. They were just so cancerous, like arguing with each other the whole time, dying constantly, pulling. This demon hunter literally pulled like half the fucking instance with Dark Heart Thicket, you know, my favorite dungeon. I love doing Dark Heart Thicket. We skip so much fucking play, you know, I love skipping shit in there. The guys just backpedaling into mobs, jumping to them, pulling them. It's like, oh my God, we had like 150% mob count at the end, and we barely beat it. A +5, we barely got 1 chest. Well, I mean, we barely got the time. And the whole time, like, I'm doing the dragon boss, right? You know, the rock stuff falls. You can just move out of it. The guy's like, for fuck's sake, move the boss. It's like, no, you just move. You can go rotate. You can just rotate. You just press the rotate key. You got the rotate key bound, brother? You just move. You know, and it's just so bizarre. I don't know. That's the player base nowadays. It's really sad, man. And I did a +2 as well that same day, and I had that recorded as well. The +5 didn't work for some reason. Like the screen was just black the whole time, so I can't upload that. But the +2 was pretty much the same thing. I basically solo the fucking dungeon. Like I don't even know why the other people are there. I don't think the healer did a single point in damage the whole fucking run, right? So great. I mean, great example of what I've been going on about here. No damage the whole fucking run. And the other two, like 2 of the damage dealers did okay, but one of them was just like, I think they were basically just getting carried. Like they had no idea what they're doing. The monk had like 8 fucking slots with the trinket, or with the with a gem, whatever it's called. I don't even know, a gem slot. Anyway, he had like 8, literally at least 8 pieces with a gem slot, and he did not have a gem in any of them, not a single fucking one. And the guy, the other player in the group was like, dude, you're not geared for this. And he's like, yeah, I have 880 pieces, bro. He's like, well, why don't you have fucking enchants or a single gem? I mean, it's extra, you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you put a gem in there? But anyway, that's Puggin 5 mans, unfortunately. So last 2 minutes here, I want to talk about something I am going to be doing here. I'm going to start doing soloing, all right, on my DK now that I have a little bit more time and my DK is quite well geared. I'm going to start, so I did this on the beta. I solo normal dungeons at like 830 item level, not even, it's like less than that. It's probably like 825 item level. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's crazy. But now, you know, I'm sure a lot of people have done this since I did that, but I'm not trying to be original here. I'm just trying to have fun. And I think it would be really fun to do a full series where I solo every single dungeon in the game. So we're going to start on Heroic. I'm going to do them all. I have a feeling it's going to be very easy, but I think there's going to be some that are not possible. So we'll see that together. Some may be very short. I'm probably going to have to do some serious editing, I'd imagine. It took me like 2 hours to solo 2 bosses in Eye of Ashara when I did it on the beta. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But anyway, we are going to try that on the DK and maybe on the Paladin as well. And Paladin's very well geared, but I don't have very good gear for actual prot. I don't think it'd be very fun, like 882 prot Paladin soloing fucking heroics. But Blood, a bit more interesting. 666, I think, or 866, I think I am. So I do think it might actually be a challenge. But then, you know, whatever, if we kill it on Heroic, then the next time I do it, it's going to be on Mythic. And we're just going to see how far I can go. And it'll be a good, like, it can kind of like replace this series here where I just kind of talk about random topics, whatever's on my mind. So yeah, hopefully we'll have more videos soon. I really haven't had a lot of time, but you know, the holidays coming up here and I don't really have much else to do besides play World of Warcraft and do stuff for the Newbist and all the other projects. So anyway, thanks for watching. We crushed that fucking dungeon, man. We slaughter it a lot, in part thanks to the healing DPS. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. That's really useful. So hopefully people see that in action now. That's a Holy Paladin and Mythic+7. We get 3 chests. I actually recorded the 10 that we did as well, but I don't know if I'll upload it. I don't know. Do you guys want to see the +10 Vault of the Wardens? If you do, let me know. Maybe I'll upload it too. But otherwise, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.